He's like EC3, get the Trump.
Black Attack.
Black Girl.
Talking about the Nerdery.
My movie can't come out now.
Oh, so is he serious?
Hello, and welcome to the Nerdery. Today is once again another PSA reveal video. This is less than the last video. The last video I had sent in 98 cards, got 97 back. You'll see if you watch the last video, you know why. This submission was about 50 cards. I believe it was exactly 50 cards, actually. Mostly X-Men from the 92 series, because I had opened a box and I thought a lot of them looked great, so a lot of them are from that 1992 Series 1 X-Men set, whether it's holograms or base cards. There's a few DC cards sprinkled in there, a few Star Trek cards, I think a couple Power Rangers cards, but I'd sent this in, months ago. The last submission I had gotten back about a week ago, maybe a little bit more than a week ago, but I had sent it at the start of a month where there was a deal on grading non-sports cards. This I had sent it at the end of the month, but the reason I got this back faster is because the last video had that damaged card, so that delayed it a bit, plus it was twice the amount of cards, approximately. So that's why this is only coming in a week later. But let's see what we got. Actually, before... these are the cards. I don't have any more being graded right now. These are the cards I'll probably send in on the next submission once they do a deal. I think right now there's like a Star Wars deal. I have maybe 4 or 5 Star Wars cards that I would be interested in getting graded. And you need to send at least 10, so I'll be skipping this deal. So I just have to be patient and wait, but... yeah, I just wanted to share some of the cards that I will be sending in when I can. A Spectra from the 1994 Batman Saga of the Dark Knight. Another Power Rangers Power Foil, this one of just Tommy. Batman Hologram from the 1996 DC Firepower, I think that's what it was called. Oh, I'm sorry, not a hologram, a holo burst. A Dragon Ball Z card that I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. I have yet to grade any Dragon Ball Z cards. This one, might be something. It's from 1995, so even before it became big in the US. We have Batman from the Justice League. I think this set came out in like 2007. No, like 2002, 2003, something like that. But yeah. And the Superman from that same. We have just the Batman base from the 1994 set. I had 2 of these sent in previously. One got a 5, the other got a 6. I'm hopeful this one will do better. We have a Wolverine sketchboard card. In the last video, I had a Doctor Strange one graded. I was like, let's see how this Wolverine did, because the Doctor Strange deck got a 10. We have a Hulk Marvel Gold. I don't know if I'll be sending this one in. They're hard to come by, but they're also not that valuable, surprisingly. At least not the Hulk. So it might not be worth getting graded. This one, definitely worth getting graded. Hunters and Stalkers Gold from the 1995 X-Men set. And Apocalypse Gold. From the Hunters and Stalkers set. We have the Storm base here. I always like this card, the art, and this looks in perfect shape. In the last video I had a Rogue come back as a 9. Maybe this will come back as a 10. I think I have one card from the 95 set in here. Let's see how well that one does. We have Spider-Man from the most recent Marvel Annual. This is the Backscatter card. Spider-Man collectors might be interested in getting this. And we have a Rocket printing plate from that same, I got it in the same box. It was kind of a surprise. I'd never gotten a printing plate before, but they are one of one. Cyan Rocket. Cyan printing plate for Rocket. And from the 1996 Marvel Motion Lenticular card series, we have Venom here. Yeah. Well, subject to change depending if I look at them closer and they don't do as I'm like, actually, there's a chip on this one or something. So we'll see. But yeah, let's getting into revealing this grade. So last video, I just flipped the cards. So we didn't really get to look at the cards before we found out what the grade was. So this time I'm going to, looks like they are facing to the left. So this time I'm going to hide the grades. Packing slip here. An old black back. I wonder what that is. I know what it is. But yeah, anyway. Let's put these over here. And we'll start with this funky one. This is the only one I sent in from this set. This is from the 1993 X-Men Series 2, but it's the Wolverine, kind of like a hologram, hololithogram or something like that. But what's funny about this card is I had submitted it ages ago, and it was my first case, not ages ago, probably like around October of last year. But anyways, it was the first situation where I had a card get rejected due to size, and everyone said, just resubmit it, just resubmit it, somebody will push it through, and sure enough, somebody did. So, as you can see here, because it actually is graded. But yeah, oh yeah, we're going to do this time, so that we can take a look at the front, and kind of maybe guess what this would have gotten, or did get, I should say. But yeah, even holograms, or, you know, in this type of vein of card, almost impossible to get 10s, but, you know, 9s and even 8s can still be profitable. And I sell all this stuff on my eBay store. The link is in the YouTube description below. There we go, that kind of looks nice. I'm obviously not expecting a 10, maybe not even a 9. I'm hoping for an 8, even at a 7 though, I'd still be happy, because that would mean at least I could sell it for cost at a 7, cost of grading. And I've had this since I was a kid, so who cares? It's not like I spent new money on it. And it got an 8. Good, good. It means I can try to sell it for bit of a profit, and Wolverine collectors out there will like it. Another card I had since I was a kid that I was like, you know, I'm going through all my cards, a lot of them in great shape, and then I looked to see, well, is anybody interested in them? How rare are they? How many of them are graded? This is from the Wizard magazine. I used to collect Wizard, you know, like a lot of comic book collectors in the 90s. Kind of a cool chrome card for Spawn. Not a ton graded. There are some Spawn collectors out there. Kind of hard to get it to shine in camera, but it shines really nice in person. Let's see what we got. A 9. Good. It's base cards. I'm worried about getting less than a 9. You know, any type of special type of card. Cool. Alright, so here we got, I had bought like 6 or 7 packs of Marvel first covers on eBay. The set is from 1984. So getting them still in packs, I thought was a good deal. This is Giant Size X-Men #1, as you can see here. So I had to pick, you know, which comic books are the most popular and are centered nicely, because unfortunately a lot of the cards that I got from the packs, they're horribly off-center in some way or another, and I think I want to say I sent in 4 or 5 at the most. But anyways, This particular comic book, I should say, Giant Size X-Men #1, that is my holy grail. If I ever got rich and was able to start like collecting comics just to have, this would be my holy grail comic. I think this is the most, X-Men, my favorite comic book of all time, and this is the most pivotal book in the entire series, I believe. But anyways, this is the card of it. A 10! Very, very awesome. For a 40-year card, or almost 40-year card. That is amazing. My first 10. Wow. Nice. Nice. Well, in my last video I got 15 10s out of 97 cards. So if I get... This is 50 cards, so roughly if I get 8, then I'll be doing better than I did in my last submission. Goals. Just improving, not to be perfect. Here we have Avengers #1 from that first covers, 1984. Going from a 10 to a 6. I don't know what I missed on this guy. No stains, no marks, because there's a lot of white on that white border. Perfectly centered. Maybe I didn't like something on the back. I don't know. I'll take a look at it later, but that'll have to be a cheap card for somebody just to enjoy. Alright, here we have X-Men #1. You can see here. Can both the X-Men get 10s? Yeah, got a 9 again for a 40-year card. I'm not going to be too upset. Defenders. I think this is the last one I sent in from this 1984 set. Defenders, obviously not as popular as the X-Men or Avengers, but it was looking really good. Hulk, Doctor Strange on the cover, Namor. So yeah, figure why not. Got a 9. 9. Here's the only 1996 Ultra Wolverine card I sent in this submission. I had sent most of my good ones in on the last submission. This one, I was like, you know what, second look, I think this would be worth submitting. Wolverine versus Hulk from that 1996 set. Another 9. Alright. So I'm not sending in as many duds as the last one, but... Now here's one of 2 music cards I had sent in on this submission. Not from the 1991 Pro Set music cards. I had like 10 or so from the last submission. This is from Yo MTV Raps, the Beastie Boys. However, this isn't even my card. This is my wife's card because, I'm going around the flea markets, as I mentioned in the last video, looking for different cards. My wife's like, I want to try. I'm like, sure. So she found this whole set of the Yo MTV Raps for $10. She's like, I'm gonna get it. I was like, why not? I support you. So I'm going through the whole set, and unfortunately, a lot of them had issues. Even this one had issues, so I wasn't really thrilled about sending it in, but I promised her I'd send in at least one, so I sent in the Beastie Boys. I'm not convinced it's gonna do great, but yep, got a 7. This is the other music card I sent in. This is also from the Rat Pack. Last video I just sent in one, Salt and Pepper. I got a 9. This one also looked really good to me. So I didn't know the grades on the last one, so maybe I'm going to be regretting this if this gets a 9. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Got a 10. Better than Salt and Pepper did. Alright. Let's do all the X-Men cards at once. There's a lot. me kind of separate. We'll take care of all the other cards I had sent in. The non-1992. Yep, all these are from the 92. Making a mess. But yeah, I had bought a box on eBay. It's like, you know, a lot of these are looking like great. So I thought I'd give it a go. Alright, here's a lot of the other cards. Try to be quick. You know, I keep them nice and organized when I send them in. PSA just sends them back however they feel like it, which is fine. It's just makes doing this. Alright, nice and organized. Those are all from the 92 X-Men set, and these are all the other cards. So we'll take a look at these. Alright, DC Stars. I sent in 2 or maybe 3 of these. There's very few 10s from this set. I had a couple cards and I was like, you know what? I think they look good. I'll try to be the only 10. First, I just sent in Joker, Batman, and Superman. That's right. So I was like, maybe I'll be the only 10. This set, it looked okay. I think it was only like a 50 card set. Like, it wasn't even a big set. Got a 9. Not the only 10. Maybe Batman will do better here. Batman. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Batman collectors might dig this card. Got a 9. Power Rangers. Sent in 2 foils on this submission. I sent in just 1 foil. I'm trying to remember, even though I just did the video last week. I think just the Billy Power foil. This is the whole group out of costume Power foil. The original 5. Got a 9. Not bad. This is, I think, them in costume and with the Green Ranger. Oh, they're missing the Red Ranger in this. I didn't even realize that when I first sent it. So this is Green Ranger, but no Red Ranger. Power foil. Got an 8. Okay. Alright, She-Hulk. I'm not superstitious, but just for funds, I like to send at least one of these cards from the 1990 Marvel Universe set in. She-Hulk looked great. Not the most sought-after character, but if it gets a 10, still worth something. And I thought, hey, I have a good chance of getting a 10. And I was right. Not really climbing on the 10s. I just got 3 so far, but still a ways to go. These are fresh from the pack, so. Data from 1992 Star Trek The Next Generation series. I think this set was the first one that was just Next Generation, because the 1991 set was both original series and Next Generation. And technically this is the first Data card, I believe, because that 1991 25th anniversary set was just a Brent Spiner card, and it had Data on the front, but and I just sold that card. I was sad to see it go, because when I do start my own personal collection, you know, Data is going to be one of them. Data got a 9. And here's Captain Picard from that same set. I think I just sent in Picard, Data, and the Enterprise. Picard got a 10. Cool. A little unexpected, because I thought they looked about the same. Must have been just a tiny bit of something on Data. Alright, so Spider-Man from the 30th anniversary series, I think 92. I had gotten 3 packs on eBay for real cheap. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. If I see something real cheap on eBay, still in packs, I'll give it a go. Out of those 3 packs, I got 2 Prisms. So I was, like, pretty happy with that. I don't think the odds were in my favor on that one, but... yeah, so... here's one of the Prisms. Looks kind of nice. Didn't see any issues with the corners. I would say, based on that, maybe an 8. Whoa. 6. Goodness. The shimmering prism makes it a little hard to see, but... I got a 6. A little off center on the back. But I don't think centering is as a big deal on the back as it is on the front. Oh, and I guess they're judging it centering on the front too. Yeah, because... yeah. I should have thought about it. I wasn't thinking centering on the prisms. So in this case... actually, the centering doesn't look as bad, you know, left to right, as the last one. And I can't really judge it top to bottom because Spidey's coming down underneath the box, so... another 6. Based off this one, because I didn't think this one looked that bad. No, even worse, a 5. Four sharp corners. Oh, I do see like a tiny ding on that corner. Goodness. Alright, so I had sent in 2 of the base cards because I thought the art looked pretty cool. Hard to get perfect grades on these cards that have like a lot of black on them. 7. Alright, feeling kind of down here. Maybe the X-Men will help me save face. Here's the Venom card. Again, I submitted them because I thought the art looked cool, so a Spider-Man collector might be interested. Another 7. So those are going to be losses, more than likely. Alright, here's the card from the base set that I sent in. Professor X versus Magneto. Not the most sought after card, I would think. I mean, a lot of Magneto fans out there. So, who knows, but I thought it looked perfect. I'm determined to get a perfect grade on a base set from this 95 set, apparently. I'm kind of stunned I actually did. I managed to find one that actually was perfect. Nice. 10. Here we have just the silver Hunters and Stalkers for Apocalypse. I have the gold that I'm kind of waiting on for another sale on PSA grading for non-sports. Maybe an 8, hopefully a 9. Don't expect a 10. Hey, got a 9. I'm happy with that. Here's the Enterprise from that 92 set. The Enterprise D. Another 10, nice. 2 out of 3 on the Star Trek's getting 10s. We're actually getting close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 2 more based on percentage to do better than my last video. Will Superman help me get there? Will it be the only PSA 10 for the DC Stars Superman? He will not. Also a 9. All 3 of them got 9s. Oh well. Alright, let's start on this 92 set. Now, years ago, I had geez, I want to say like 15 years ago. I was in a comic book shop and I had gotten the tin for this set. Opened it up, put them in sleeves, you know, just like to look at them. And then I'd gotten a few of them graded, and my Cyclops came back as a PSA 10, and it had sold for over $200. So I was like, let me just buy a box. I'll get more holograms. I'll get doubles of potentially great characters that might sell really well, and they should be in great shape, because this is before the heavy gloss, where, you know, and then 94, 95, when they started putting heavy gloss on them. So nowadays, if you try to unpack them, a lot of them are stuck together, unfortunately. So these aren't going to be stuck together. And this is what I thought looked great. These cards. Archangel. Got a 9. Unfortunately, on the base cards, if I don't get a 10, it's going to be for value, basically. This is from that tin set, however. After I opened the box and was looking through them, which ones to submit, I'm looking on PSA's website, seeing how many have been graded. And not a whole lot from the power ratings card that only came in the tin set. I want to say there was only like 2 others that had been graded. So I was like, you know what? Collectors who want the whole set, they might be interested in this. And it's just like a basic, like, text card. Like, it's not, but, you know, completionists who want it all. Got a 9. It's not bad, because, you know, like I said, there's only like 2 other graded, so. Alright, so Magneto hologram. I want to say I sent in like 8 or so, maybe less, of holograms I got in the box. A few of the holograms weren't worth getting graded because they were just damaged right away. Like, I had only gotten 1 cable, and it was too damaged to bother sending in. Unfortunately, the holograms didn't hold up as well as base cards did over the years. Here's the Magneto hologram. Like I said, don't expect any perfect 10s, holograms, even fresh, out the pack. Unlikely, very unlikely to get 10s. So, a 9 is very good, and I'll take that. And it's actually very nice to look at. You know, if you get it at the right angle, it's like very colorful. Here is another Magneto hologram. Another 9. So 2 9s there. Gambit hologram. I think I previously sent in one and I got a 9. You know, one of the first few submissions I sent it sold right away. 6. I missed something on this. I don't know what I missed. Can I get that focused? Shouldn't have sent this bad boy in to be graded. I don't know. I'm not gonna waste time on camera and look for whatever I missed. Magneto base card. 6. Sometimes I think I'm improving, other times I'm like, man, I'm getting worse at looking over these cards before I send them in to be graded. 9 for another Magneto. And finally, the last Magneto I sent in. We got a 6 and we got a 9. Will this get a 7 or an 8 to split the diff? Got a 10. Very happy. Alright. At least 110. Sunspot, you know, obviously not the most popular character. I always really liked the character. But not a whole lot of these have been graded, so I was like, you know what, we'll give them a go. It's nicely centered, Perfect corners. Another 6. What am I missing on these cards? I mean, a 6 to me is like an obvious crease, an obvious dinged corner. Ugh. Sinister. I don't seem to have a lot of luck with Sinister. Got a 9 on the 90 set. Got a 9 on the metal set. Sinister in the 92 X-Men set. Got an 8. Colossus. A lot of Colossus fans out there. I think this is the only one I thought was nicely centered. 9. Sell it, you know, for the cost of getting graded, and I'll make a Colossus fan happy out there to get it. Collect it. Wolverine. The last one I sent in from this one was from the tin set. It got either an 8 or a 9. I can't remember. Logan, you got a 6. Why am I getting so many 6s from this set? I am missing something. I have no idea what I'm missing, but I am missing something. Alright, X-Men Blue Strike Force. Blue team better than gold team. Got a 10. Very mixed results on this 92 set here. Alright, Maverick. I sent in 2 Mavericks. Why? Because the last one that was a PSA 10 sold, I think, for like 150 bucks. I really like Maverick, don't get me wrong, but I'm stunned. Maybe there's just not a whole lot of 10s out there, so I was like, you know what, let me take a couple that I got from this box. Submit it. If I can get a 10, cool. Maybe I can sell for 100 bucks. I'm not selling a 9 for 100 bucks, that's for sure. Maverick, we'll just flip you since it's the same card. Exactly the same card, also got a 9. White Queen. Properly labeled as a supervillain. I'm a big fan of Banshee, big fan of Generation X, big fan of the Phalanx Covenant. I still consider Emma to be a villain. Sorry. I feel like she was only moved to the hero side just to be sexy. So that's not enough of a reason for me to think she's suddenly a good guy. I know it's in the years past since, obviously she's played the part of a hero, but... And I don't know, maybe I'm prejudiced, because Juggernaut on the other hand, I felt was very organic the way he became a hero. So I fully accept Juggernaut as a superhero now. Emma made me pay for my negative opinions of her. Getting the 8. Dark Phoenix. Very hard to get 10s in this one, apparently. And so there's not a lot in the population. So I figured I'd give it a try. It was a good idea. 10. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Better than my last submission in terms of percentage. So technically my last submission was about a 15%. This one is currently at an 18% gem rate. Banshee, my favorite superhero. If it gets an 8 or below, I'll keep for my eventual personal collection. I have an Sonic Banshee that's staying in my personal collection. 9 or 10, I'll put them up for sale. Got a 9. Multiple Man. Again, not a ton of these in the population. I was a big fan of the Detective Agency X Factor run for, written by Peter David. Big fan of the team that Jamie put together, especially Wolfsbane. Got a 10 for Multiple Man. Boy, I was just all over the place with this 92 set, wasn't I? Deadpool. I had a couple Deadpool cards that I thought looked really good when I opened that box. I think I got the box for like 150 bucks. So, cost a lot to get graded. But it looks like I've gotten a decent amount of tens to recoup the cost of the box and the cost of grading. And another 10, this time of Deadpool. Very nice. Here's the other Deadpool. Kind of 9. Not bad. Forge. Again, a lot of Forge fans out there. I was a big fan of the character for many years. I've kind of fallen off a little bit in terms of how much I enjoy the character, but I do really still like the character. Again, has his fans. Not a ton of 10s out there. And now there's one more. Nice. Ooh, this 10 pile is actually rising. It's actually just a couple cards off from my 8 and below. Gambit hologram. Another one. Hopefully he does better than that 6. Got an 8. That's not bad. The X-Men hologram. Now, the other one I sent in, I think got a 5. It was bad. You know, I did that several months ago with the cards I had from when I was a kid. This is the only one I got in that box of the whole team. Slightly better, 6. So, and 2 Wolverine holograms to close this out. Holograms, a little tricky to get on the camera, but it's a very cool effect in person. Got an 8. And we will just do a regular flippy-do, since we already looked at the card. Got an 8. Alright. A little better than my last submission, I think. We'll check out the 10s here. I'll work on getting these all in my eBay store. All the cards from my last video, they're currently up there. And I'll set these probably to go live at 4 p.m. today. Same as I did last week. Basically spend the next few hours trying to get them all up there. So, and I'd like to have them all expire around the same time in case people want to buy multiple cards and combine shipping. So our 10s were a PSA 10 Forge. Kind of a cool card. PSA 10 Deadpool. I've sent in a lot of Deadpool over these many submissions. I think this is the first PSA 10 Deadpool I've gotten. Not just from this series, though, but, like, overall Deadpool cards. PSA 10 Multiple Man. PSA 10 Dark Phoenix. X-Men Blue. Magneto. So, out of the whole box, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PSA 10s. There's probably more, but I'm not sending in no werewolves or dumb characters to try and get PSA 10s. The Enterprise. My first PSA 10 from the 1995 Ultra X-Men set. Possibly my favorite set. Captain Picard. Very cool. Another PSA 10. Actually, in the last video, I think the Hulk got a 10, the Grey Hulk at least. So, kind of fitting that She-Hulk. Only one I sent in from the 90s set in this submission. Also got a 10. Sir Mix-a-Lot. He don't want none unless you got buns, huh? And the only 10 I got from the Marvel first covers, but I only sent in 4 cards, and for cards that are 4 years old, getting a 10 on this, I am very happy. Alright, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. It will be a while before I do another PSA reveal, because like I said, I ain't got nothing being graded right now, and it takes time. Waiting on a deal. In the meantime, we'll see what other kind of nerdery content we can come up with for the channel. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you then.